Well, I managed to get down and work on the springs a bit more. And since they're feeding the pond where this water lily lives, I figured I'd start the video with a picture of the water lily. One of the things I managed to do today is to add an extension to the line that was coming from the first spring. I routed it over here just as an experiment to see what it's like to have some water running directly into the pond. I like it. I'm gonna have to hide that pipe. Now that extension comes from the pipe to the left that has the valve on the end of it. If I open the valve, it'll just pour out here. As long as the valve's closed, the water backs up, runs out the other side. Now the other pipe and water coming in is from the second spring. I set about trying to get all the water that was coming down from the springs out of this ditch and dry it up. And it sure looks like it did the job. So it doesn't look like there's any other water sources supplying this ditch at this point. So everything that was just coming down and pouring out that pipe a couple of days ago now runs in these two. Now, the way I managed to do it is I put in the overflow line and completed the plumbing for the overflow line. It comes down from the water catchment and it jogs down around behind the spring box and then joins the water overflow coming from the spring box itself. So figuring that I was going to share overflow lines between the two springs, I put in a T here. And since I had a T here and all the work on this plumbing had been completed for this spring, I put a piece of PEX in going up to spring number 2. And then just threw a very simple mud dam in there. And then I just added a piece of, I can't even see what I'm shooting at, a piece of manifold for PEX line. And it's collecting the water from spring 2 and going into what is intended to be the overflow line. That was a bit of a challenge because it didn't go quite as easily as I had expected. It turns out that this location where I installed the T is at the same, or just now it's just barely below the elevation of where I'm collecting the water. So the water wasn't flowing. So I had to work on lowering these pipes in the ditch to get them low enough for water to flow. But what that means is Both the springs are now under control. One has a temporary, one has a permanent plumbing solution. The debris you see in the spring box, supposed to be getting caught there, is as a result of me mucking about in here. I tried to clean out as much of the organic debris as possible, and I extended the watershed that's going to keep water flowing around this spring once it's installed. It's pretty close to being ready. I'm at the point where I'm thinking about, do I buy some stone soon, or is there something else that I should be doing? So for the time being, I'm sort of on hold, and I have to do some thinking. Do I bite the bullet and finish it off? Is there something else I'm supposed to fiddle with? I don't know. In the meanwhile, you take care.